Here on YCL, it's important to us that we address race and social justice issues as part of our efforts to build a better community. And one Bay Area native is doing just that in her kids' play about racism that premieres this weekend. Joining us today to share why it's important to have conversations about what racism is, how to know it when you see and experience it, and what you can do about it is creative lead and director Khalia Davis. Welcome to the show, Khalia.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Yes, of course. And why is it so important to talk to kids about racism, especially in today's climate?
What is something that I notice is that we've been having all of these great discussions amongst adults with the resurgence of the Black Lives Matter movement that has been happening in our nation currently. But we have to recognize that kids are here and they are seeing it, they are experiencing it as well. And we wanted to provide a source that can help spark conversation and also give children tools and language so that they can be a part of that conversation with adults.
I think you're absolutely correct. Kids are seeing and experiencing everything that's going on right now. So even though it's a hard topic to discuss with little ones, why is it necessary for kids to understand what racism is and to acknowledge their emotions, whether they have dealt with racism themselves or even observed it?
I think it's important that children are allowed to experience their full range of emotion when it comes to something as complicated as racism, and also to recognize when they see it happening, either to themselves or to other people, and stand up for the injustice behind it. We want to create good humans that are going to provide wonderful things for our society growing up, and so this is hopefully going to be a starting opportunity for that.
And we just saw some footage from your play. So let's talk about that. What inspired you and your creative team to do this play?
Jelani Memory's book, a kid's book about racism, was written for his children to understand his truth, his background as a Black man who is actually mixed race, Black dad, white mom. And what I loved about it was that he names racism and he demystifies the term. He creates it so that it is not scary and that it isn't complicated, but it is a simple message of what it is. And so we wanted to create a show that encapsulates all of that and then expands the world a bit because it is theater. So we have different characters that our main character is interacting with for that levity, that joy, and that silliness, as well as maintaining the truth behind the message.
And what was the process like bringing someone's book to life?
It was incredible. I have to tell you that Jelani Memory himself was so gracious. He was a full collaborator in the entire time. In fact, every word of his book is in my play, as well as we were able to work together to create certain moments where he was able to share some of his truth and experience of what people have said to him as he was growing up in Portland, Oregon as a Black boy. And we were able to put that in our show.
Wow. And you created a play in the middle of a pandemic. What challenges did you face in doing that?
Well, okay. So on the one hand, it actually was great because I didn't have a lot that was distracting me because we were all sheltering in place. And then on the other hand, it was an opportunity for me to use my art for activism. I saw a need to stand up for my fellow Black community members, and I didn't know how. But as an artist, I knew that I wanted to create something that was going to be a catalyst for positive change in our society. So this was just a beautifully blessed opportunity for me.
Awesome. And I understand that other theater companies will present a kids' play about racism across the U.S. How imperative is it that children from all over the U.S. with different backgrounds understand what racism is?
It's important to just highlight the fact that racism exists everywhere, in every crevice of this nation. Unfortunately, it is part of our dark history. It is a foundation in which our country was founded upon, and it is good that we have an opportunity to reach every community through over 40 theater companies. I don't believe that has ever happened in the history of theater making that we've had 40 theater companies collaborate to bring this to life, which is amazing to me.
It is amazing. And what do you hope children take away from your interpretation of this book?
We really hope that children can appreciate all of what makes them special and unique. We want them to know that what makes them different is actually what makes them stronger and amazing and is what we need today. Also, recognizing that your emotions are a part of you and that it's okay to acknowledge them and to uplift them wherever they are on the spectrum of feeling when it comes to racism.
I love that you said that. It is so important that we acknowledge our emotions as adults, and especially relaying that to our kids as well. So when is the play taking place, and how can our viewers watch it?
Okay, well, after Beyonce's video dropped today, you you can just hop on over to Broadway On Demand. It is free, 48 hours this weekend of streaming. You can just sign up with an email address, and then you can watch it at any time. It's only about 30 minutes long, and there are also opportunities for post-show discussions. There's even some anti-bias workshops that are available as well, and an audience activity guide that you can use in your homes with your grown-ups and with your kids.
Oh, wow, I love that. You really made this very interactive for families to be able to do with their kids. So like you said, after watching Beyonce's video, then they can swing on over and watch a kids play about racism. Thank you so much, Khalia, for joining us. And again, for more information on the play and how to watch for free, visit akidsplayAbout.org.